At my age, you know I've been to a lot of doctors. Healthcare partners, they really care. They're concerned about your health. They're all the best. I am Roberta, and I am a healthcare partner. Visit hcpnv.com to hear my story.
News 46 is brought to you by Comfort Hospice Care, where we give our patients and their loved ones peace of mind, knowing we provide the highest quality of care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, call 751-0349. News is also brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444.
Tonight on News 46, the nation recognizes the 50th anniversary. Desert View Hospital is holding a resource fair. Nevada Highway Patrol gives some tips for the upcoming holiday. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, August 28, 2013. I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. Well, Utilities Incorporated of Central Nevada is pleased to announce that they are much closer to acquiring the Willow Creek property so that they can clean up the ponds and possibly put in a park-like area for public use. The creditor for the defunct former golf course will get 9.1 acres, which includes the clubhouse, which has been operating as a church for the past several years. Utilities, Inc. uses the former golf course's pond to discharge effluent and owns $8 million in water rights on the property. They will get the remaining 15 of 16 parcels on the 174-acre property.
Last Wednesday, the bankruptcy court, the federal bankruptcy court, accepted the trustees' amended plan, which in essence gave the lien holder the clubhouse with that 9 acres, and the rest of the land would come to UICN pending regulatory approvals that we need from our regulators. So right now what we're doing is putting together that filing. Even before the bankruptcy decision, we hired engineers and been working at it. We've done several site visits and tried to put together what do we need to do in the immediate to secure this project. This property that has been deemed a health hazard by the Nevada State Court, a hazard that was created by others, but now UICN is going to try to step in. Our primary concern has been and always will be the operations of Plant 3, and we need this land to discharge our treated reclaimed water.
And so you have put up fences around the ponds right now. Why?
We put up fencing. We asked the trustee for permission, because it's still his land technically, to put fences around the receiving pond behind me and the 2 overflow ponds. Those are the line ponds. And it's dangerous to get in them. The lining's all torn. It's difficult to get out. And just last week, one of the residents told our engineer that she saw kids playing in the ponds. So we want to secure the immediate hazards. And I talked with Chief Lewis about that, who said he'd let UICN know if he noted anything else.
And what we're looking at right here is a burnt pile that some kids have. Obviously, they responded several times, Prep Valley Farm Rescue, to somebody burning out here.
Yes, there's several problems on the land, and basically our first plan and what we're asking our regulators right now is to be able to remediate the 3 ponds that I just discussed that have been deemed unhealthy by the state of Nevada, to fix the pump houses to make sure that the water can move, and then just to clean up the dead trees and the weeds so that we don't have this fire hazard. So that's our first step.
And you want to ultimately make this a safe location. I know you need approval to do that, and UICN is really hoping that they can get this approval and get this moving so that you can make this a safe and also aesthetically pleasing. You're looking into some other plans that are just kind of at the very beginning level right now of what you guys would like to ultimately see here.
Right, it's UICN's plan that the second phase, where we actually do something to develop the land into open space, green space parkland would actually probably be proposed to the Public Utilities Commission in March. And we really want to do this with the community and what the community sees as viable and pleasing for them in the middle of our community. I have a meeting. I've been invited. I was approached. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to work with the community on this. We have our first meeting on Friday to discuss our ideas about what we can do to make this parkland.
This area right here will be hopefully having some good news in the future of what's going on. I know you're really excited about what's coming up, and there's a whole bunch of people who are going to be putting in kind of their ideas, and hopefully everybody will work together to get something real positive coming out.
Right, and one of our plans is not just to meet with this group of residents, but I've also asked, we had to present to the Public Utilities Commission and the Bureau of Consumer Protection the basics of our plan before we file. And at that meeting that we had back in June, I actually asked for a consumer session. I think it's good for all of the parties to be able to come forward and say what they envision with this land, and for our regulators who are going to say yes or no to our plan to hear the community's input.
And so you'll keep us updated?
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, President Barack Obama paid tribute to the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. today before throngs of people who descended on the National Mall in Washington, D.C. to commemorate the 50th anniversary of his I Have a Dream speech, declaring that his words belong to the ages. King's address, delivered to 250,000 supporters, punctuated the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Obama pointed to laws, social change, and himself as an example of how far the nation has come since King's speech. Well, one person was transported this afternoon from a two-vehicle accident on Highway 160 in front of Smith's.
A two-vehicle accident occurred just after noon today on Highway 160 in front of Smith's. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies responded to the scene, in which both vehicles were in the roadway. One person was transported here to local facilities. The vehicles sustained only minor damage. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Well, a rear-end collision last night on Homestead and Highway 160 resulted in one person being medically transported to Desert View Hospital.
Tonight's accident report is brought to you by Stovall & Associates. Don't expect insurance companies to have your best interest in mind. Stovall & Associates cares. Let us help you if you have been involved in an accident.
A two-vehicle rear-end collision occurred last night on Homestead and Highway 160. News 46 reporter Jason Koblenz spoke to Sergeant Carlos Rivera from the Nevada Highway Patrol.
We had two vehicles that were traveling northbound on State Route 160 approaching Homestead. We had a red Chevrolet vehicle and a white pickup truck. And for whatever reason, the red vehicle slowed for traffic in front, and the white pickup truck failed to reduce its speed. And, we had a rear-ender accident out here.
All right, I understand there was one transported.
Yes, sir, there was. A driver from the red vehicle was transported here locally to the hospital.
And do you know the extent of the injuries?
At this point, we don't know. Everything is, pretty much very early right now in the investigation right now.
Would you like to add regarding safety or what to look for when you're out on the roads?
Well, we would like to stress right now that we would like to advise people to pay attention to their surroundings, in front of them, behind them, especially when they're approaching an intersection. That's the most dangerous place to have an accident. Pay attention to your surroundings. Always predict the worst and always decide what you're going to do. Always have a second plan of action.
So basically anything can happen in a split second if you're just glancing away or not keeping your eye focused on the road.
Yes, sir, that is correct. And in this case right here, we had a vehicle that was stopping or slowing down. And you know what? You always have to be attentive to, everything around you as well.
Once again, there was one person transported locally here to Desert View Hospital as a result of this accident. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Well, can food affect your mood? Celine MacArthur reports after the break.
You are what you eat, and what you eat could cure what ails you. Details next in Prescription Health.
Did you do anything special?
No. I went with Ashlyn for her birthday. Third.
Yeah. I like jelly. Do you like Hershey Kisses?
No, I'm not really a chocolate fan.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
Welcome back to News 46. Can't sleep, moody, bloated, battling acne? As Celine MacArthur reports, before you head for your medicine cabinet, step into the kitchen.
This health tip is brought to you by Humana.
Visit our local office in the Pahrump Valley Junction Shopping Center or call 775-727-0871.
From fast food to processed food to just plain bad for you food, it's the standard American diet.
Or SAD diet. Honestly, most of the ailments that we deal with are because we're eating the wrong foods.
Pizza every Friday night.
What you eat can impact how you feel. First off, bloating. It's caused by too much sodium. Choose foods high in water and loaded with digestive enzymes like papaya and pineapple.
Eating foods that are high in magnesium, things like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds.
Battling acne? Target toxins in your body by increasing glutathione.
It is the master detoxifying thing in our body. Those are things like cruciferous vegetables, like broccoli and cabbage, as well as onions and leeks.
Trouble sleeping? Try some tart cherry juice a half hour before you go to bed.
It's a high source of melatonin.
PMS is a sign women are low in iron and magnesium.
85% of Americans don't get even 50% of the recommended daily allowance.
Low magnesium levels can cause insomnia, mood swings, headaches, constipation, and charley horses. Try eating more spinach and vitamin B6 found in eggs, dark green veggies, and whole grains. Want to protect your skin? Add more beta-carotene to your diet. Carrots and endive are packed full of it. With foods to keep you looking and feeling good, I'm Celine MacArthur.
Well, if you feel like you're an emotional roller coaster, it's probably a glucose imbalance. Start your day with a good breakfast. Greek yogurt has twice as much protein as regular yogurt, and the mineral selenium helps regulate your thyroid. A couple of Brazilian nuts will give you 100% of what you need each day. Tuna, eggs, and turkey are also packed full of protein. Well, authorities in northern Nevada are trying to determine whether human remains were pumped out of a septic tank north of Virginia City. The Story County Sheriff says his office hasn't confirmed whether the discovery is human remains, but has reason to believe they may be. They say it is unlikely people would throw animals down a septic tank, and says other items were found with the suspicious material. The current residents at the house have lived there for decades, but aren't suspected of any wrongdoing. Well, if you're a caretaker, you might want to mark your calendars for the upcoming Resource Carnival being held at Desert View Hospital.
It's a caregiver resource fair. This is the first one that we are putting on. We are partnering with Creekside Hospice for this. Basically what it is it's just kind of a mini health fair of sorts in the lobby of the hospital, where people can come who are caregivers, whether it be for children, adults, even if they need some supportive services for themselves, and learn about all the services that the community has to offer.
And so this is going to be held on your campus there at Desert View Hospital?
Yes, it'll be Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday, September 4th, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. We chose those hours to hopefully be able to catch some people who, maybe can't come during the day because they're caring for somebody, or maybe it's easier for them to come more in the evening. So again, 2 to 6 in the hospital's main lobby.
So all different types of people you're expecting, including just the general public?
Exactly, yep. As far as exhibitors go, we will have everybody from the American Cancer Society will be there, as well as Creekside Hospice, Nathan Adelson Hospice, the hospital, of course. The hospital is introducing a Better Breathers Club that we do through the American Lung Association. They will be there as well. Disabled American Veterans will be there. Nevada Children's Center will be there, so we'll have some resources for kids as well, and several others. So we've got about 12 vendors.